What is up, ladies and gents, Ghost here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the fourth and final map out of Final Stand, and that is Hangar 21. Now, I will admit I maybe haven't done these in the correct order, but, you know, I'm getting there slowly but surely. So today I wanted to talk mainly about Capture the Flag. I figure I'm not really going to bore you guys with Conquest. You guys have seen videos from everyone and their brother about Conquest mode, about the drop pods, about the railgun, about the verticality of the map, and this, that, and the other. So, yeah, I'm going to talk about Capture the Flag instead. Now, from the moment I started playing Conquest, I thought to myself, wow, this huge indoor area where they're housing the Titan, this is obviously going to be where domination will play out. And I didn't really know they were going to bring in Capture the Flag actually over the weekend, so it was a nice surprise that we actually get to see how they're going to design this indoor area and in which ways they're going to change it. So this time around, instead of having one flag up on top of the Titan and one down below, they're both on the ground level at either end of the map. Now, you can get up on top of the Titan. There is an elevator for each team close to their deployment, as you see me going up here, and this is really key to winning Capture the Flag, I have found. You know, the verticality of this map is crazy. There are staircases everywhere. There's obviously, as I said, you know, these two elevators up to the top floor, and once you get on top of the Titan, there are so many little containers and places that you can hide behind, and you can just peer down to the level below and snipe anybody you want to. As you can see, I can get free reign here over their flag, so I'm going to try and support my team from the top here whilst they try and make off with the enemy flag. Now here, I've actually dropped down below part of the unfinished Titan, so if you go right up to the top, you can drop down between these metal girders and actually find some nice little sniping places. So that guy there, he was trying to make his way up the staircase. I think a lot of players at this time didn't actually realise that there were elevators to get up to the top, and I will tell you guys that I took elevators pretty much every single time I wanted to get up on top of the Titan, because taking the staircase, it just takes too long. If you can get up that staircase without being shot at, I will give you a medal. Seriously. Like, it is a bit ridiculous. Why would you take the staircase when you can just take an elevator? Maybe that's because I'm lazy in real life. I don't know, but you guys know what I'm saying. No need to put yourself in harm's way, right? Now, the Levolution event with the thrusters underneath the Titan is still active in CTE, so the hangar doors don't do anything, as you might imagine, since you can't venture outside. In fact, you can see them open there, but if you go outside, you'll be out of bounds. However, the boosters still do work on the Titan, and I have yet to figure out what the actual point of that is. You cannot get down to the level right underneath the ground level. So if you've played Conquest mode, you'll know there's the ground level, then you can go up the staircases or up the elevators and get on top of the Titan, but there's also another level underneath the ground where the boosters actually fire into, and it's like this sort of blast pit. You can't actually get down there on Capture the Flag, so not really sure what the point of that Levolution event being in here is. Maybe it's just for show, maybe it's just so you can feel like a boss, maybe it's just so you can make some unnecessary noise, but who knows? If anybody else knows, let me know in the comments down below. Now, there are actually vehicles in this, which I think speaks volumes to how big of a map, or rather how big of a hangar this actually is. You do get a quad bike for each team, so that's quite a funny experience, sitting on a quad bike and blasting your way through this huge building to get to the enemy flag. But it is very dangerous and very difficult, because there are lots of metal girders that will be in your way, huge shipping containers, and this, that, and the other, so, you know, you've got to be careful where you're driving. So overall, I'm pretty pleased with the Capture the Flag game mode. As you'll know, I'm not really one for playing Capture the Flag, but in this case, I really did enjoy the different verticality in the level. You know, having to be up on the top floor, support your team. You guys didn't get to see it quite as much in the video here, but I remember so many moments where I was looking over the side of the Titan. You can go all the way around the edge of that thing, get sniping positions on the enemy team. You know, once I sniped somebody on a quad bike who had our flag coming back from the deployment, and I bet he didn't know what hit him, you know. So it's a very nice place to be able to support your team by. You can choose to either be up there or be on the floor and actually grabbing the flag yourself. And I think for a team to actually win, you have to have both of these team elements working in tandem. So I'd just like to throw in a few words in regards to the Final Stand DLC all in all, because, you know, this is probably the last video I'll be doing on Final Stand until we get either some more news or a release. So overall, I've thoroughly enjoyed the maps. They've reminded me a lot of Armored Kill, as I'm sure they have everybody else who used to play Battlefield 3, but with one huge difference, and that is all these indoor fighting areas. So if you ever played Armored Kill, it literally just was Armored Kill. Like, there was a huge outdoor area, lots of armor, jets, helicopters, you name it, vehicles coming out of everybody's arses. There was just no infantry play, or very little of it. There were no huge indoor areas, but it's quite obvious that DICE have tried to create indoor areas. You know, I mean, look at Hangar 21, look at Hammerhead with, was it B and C flags, where you have this large indoor area. As many of the YouTubers have said, it's like a map within a map. So I'm glad that they've done that. You know, if armor isn't really for you, or you don't want the attack jets, or the helicopters, or whatever vehicle it may be pestering you, then, you know, you can just help out your team by supporting those flags. Go for A and B flag, or go for B and C if you're playing on Hammerhead. Try and keep those flags in possession for your team if you prefer the infantry style of play. I really like some of the new Levolutions they brought in. I would have to say the best one is the drop pods on Hangar 21. It just changes the game up so much. No longer will you have to fight all the way over to one single flag that you're trying to cap. You can just drop pod straight over there. It makes flanking maneuvers so much more fun and interesting. You never know if somebody's going to be coming up behind you or from the side. You seriously have no idea in which direction the enemy's going to be attacking you from. And it just makes for an interesting mechanic. If I had one gripe with Final Stand, it's that they only put attack jets in one of the maps, and if you compare that to another very large DLC like Armored Kill, I think we had attack jets in almost all of those maps. So I was a bit bummed out about that. I know we have stealth jets in Hammerhead, and I know we've got stealth jets in Hangar 21, but I've always said the same problem exists with stealth jets, and that is that they simply don't have enough targets. They can only take out the air targets. Once you've used up your laser guided missiles, you essentially just have nothing to do. So I really enjoy playing that role in stealth jets, but there's just such a large amount of downtime where I'm flying around, there are no air targets live, there are no snowmobiles or anything I can actually kill with my laser guided missiles, so I will inevitably just end up bailing on the stealth jet and going to play infantry instead, since that's actually going to be me doing something and be much more fun. So I would really like to see DICE give JDAMs to the stealth jets so they can take out infantry but not enemy armor, since that is the attack jet's role. Anywho guys, those have been my thoughts on Final Stand and Capture the Flag on Hangar 21. I hope you've enjoyed these past 4 videos over the past week, conveying some of my thoughts and feelings in the Final Stand here for you guys if you don't have access to the CTE via Premium. Now, for those of you who have been missing the old jet content, I will be doing a jet tutorial. I promise it's going to be in my next video, so stay tuned for that one. It's going to be a little short one, a nice little trick that is good to learn, especially in light of the fact that Classic Mode will most likely be released this month with the big September patch. So stay tuned for that one, guys. Thank you very much for watching the video. Take care today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.